Guys, welcome to today's Economics 102 crash course with your host Jacob. Today, I'll be explaining the limitations of unemployment rate and a real example of how it may not accurately reflect the true state of the labor market. So to begin, what is the unemployment rate? Like the name suggests, the unemployment rate is a percentage of people in the labor force who are unemployed. At the surface level, this may seem to be a pretty good metric to assess the economy, and we hear the term all the time in politics, with members of government boasting employment rates. However, does this really tell us the whole story? So, the unemployment rate is calculated by dividing the number of unemployed people by the total labor force. But there's a catch. It only counts people actively looking for work. So today, we'll be exploring the three key limitations of it. First is underemployment. Many people work part-time because they can't find full-time work. Second is discouraged workers. Some individuals stop looking for work entirely and are no longer counted in the unemployment rate. And lastly is the informal sector. In many economies, informal work isn't captured by the standard employment metrics. So I'll be explaining these further in a real-world example, which can be found following the COVID-19 pandemic. So as we all know, in May of 2020, Canada's unemployment peaked at 13.7%, but by mid-2022, it dropped to 4.8%, suggesting a strong recovery. However, this headline number hid deeper labor market shifts. Many older workers retired early, shrinking the workforce, while others left jobs due to caregiving responsibilities, which is an example of individuals in the discouraged workers category. Labor force participation remained below pre-pandemic levels, making the unemployment rate look better than reality. At the same time, gig workers and underemployment rose, with many turning to rideshare delivery or freelance jobs, often earning less than before. Government programs like CERB and CEWS helped stabilize incomes, but once they ended, some workers struggled to return. Wage growth in hospitality and retail increased due to labor shortages, yet inflation offset these gains. So, people working in retail and hospitality is an example of underemployment, as they cannot be working full-time and instead choose part-time, with many working two part-time jobs. And the informal sector can be exemplified in the gig jobs, as rideshare services and companies such as Uber Eats aren't reported in unemployment numbers. So, while the unemployment rate is a useful economic indicator, it doesn't tell the full story on its own. Factors like underemployment, discouraged workers, and labor force participation reveal a more complex picture of the economy. By looking beyond the headline numbers, we can better understand the true health of the labor market and create policies that address its real challenges.